Hi everyone, welcome to TGIF, another Friday, another episode. Recent news, Metaverse was one of the three words chosen by lexicographers at Oxford University Press for people to vote for 2022 Word of the Year. Look, Metaverse being part of the chosen three words is in itself an evidence that this stream is something which top of mind for a lot of people on this planet. Of course, early stages, but I thought I speak leader who brings in a global perspective on this very topic, and it's my pleasure and privilege to welcome Gayatri Devi Jalan. In short, we call her a GD, and she is the global business head for Metaverse BU at L&T Technology Services. GD, welcome to TGIF.
Thank you so much, Sandeep. This is such an honor to be speaking with you over this show on TGIF. Thank you so much for hosting me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So, quick question to you. By the way, I just saw your timeline on LinkedIn. You're just back from Metaverse World Show in Dubai. So, tell us something about it. What transpired there, and I know it must have been exciting.
Yeah, it was. It was very exciting. Quite a revelation of where the world is heading to and how Dubai is at the forefront of all of us doing so many wonderful things on Metaverse. It was a two-day seminar, a session, a conference. Many players from around the world did come in and they presented what they had. The stalls were just crowded with so many use cases on Metaverse, and everybody was wearing their VR, AR headsets, head-mounted gears, glasses, and whatnot. They were all in the stalls experimenting on the use cases. Sports and entertainment, of course, so many of the use cases that we saw there were around this. And there were a lot of speakers lined up, so much on thought leadership, on where this is headed, real estate, and how they've built some real fascinating worlds on the parallel universe. Absolutely astonishing 2 days that it was. And I also got an opportunity to speak in one of the panels about how Metaverse will have an impact on the enterprises in the future. So it was a great 2 day for me.
Awesome. I'll have a few questions that panel discussion of yours. I watched it, by the way. It was very cool. So quickly, GD, moving forward, first question to you is, as Microsoft recently, we shared a point of view in terms of Metaverse, spinning off into three streams, right? There's a consumer angle, there's a commercial angle, an industrial angle, right? So we call it consumer metaverse, industrial metaverse, commercial metaverse. So I use narrative saying, hey, there's a B2B side of metaverse, there's a B2C side of metaverse. So in your perspective, do you believe B2B will be the one which will kick off sooner than B2C?
Sure. A very important and pertinent question in this time of the age of Metaverse. We are just in the evolutionary stage of Metaverse, I would say. In fact, there are customers of mine or there are prospects of mine who still doubt the term Metaverse itself. But if you don't go to Metaverse, Metaverse will come to you, is what I strongly believe. So to your question, incidentally, at LTTS, we have coined three streams for Metaverse, similar to what you just said, Sandeep. We call it engineering verse, we call it enterprise verse, and we call it consumer verse. Now, engineering verse is all about what LTTS stands for. We'll talk about it probably during the course of this discussion. And enterprise, as you said, is more for businesses, and consumer versus consumer verse. So that is how we have also segregated. And I don't want to call it B2B, B2C anymore, because I think that's an old fad. I would want to call it as metaverses for industries, metaverses for engineering, metaverses for enterprises and consumers. That is how we would like to call it going forward. And yes, what will pick up from here is going to be metaverses for engineering big time, is my hunch here, Sandeep.
Wonderful. It's a great validation for me, GD, because I personally believe as well that industries will be the biggest beneficiaries of this innovation in the due course. Yeah, perfect. Moving on, GD, experience, right? So today, everything, when we say metaverse, it's all about enhancing human-computer interaction. Now, your take on how experiences will be transformed in the foreseeable future. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, so if I look at if I look at my own family, and when I see my children, right, my younger one, by the way, he turns 16 today, and yeah, so if I look at him, children like him are all digital natives, right? And for them, this experience is a given. They've done that. And for them, metaverse should be next to home. They will want everything that they see here, there. I would not say that of the rest of the generations, really. And the future generations, maybe the Gen Alphas will want to have a better experience. They'll all be metaverse natives, like how we are calling these people as digital natives, the Gen Zs right now. The experience factor for them will have to be a given. But for the rest of us, right, it is going to be more driven by purpose, is what I would like to submit here. I'm not going to do shopping, for example, compromising on my experience of the real shopping world, in the real world. Maybe that is my generation. They call us the boomers, right? So maybe that is us. But I'm seeing, just for the excitement factor, people will want to come into the metaverse and see how it is. And if the rest of the ACM experience, the supply chain experience, is taken care, then I think the metaverse experience, all of us will want to have a go at it. So that is my take on the experience part and the immersive nature of metaverse itself.
You said it so well, GD. It's purpose-led, purpose-driven, and that's what experiences will be transformed in the near future. So good, great. So let's move forward. So now at L&T Technology Services, I know you have a bigger charter when it comes to the topic of metaverse. So quickly, in terms of what have you done, there in terms of some experiments or any new innovation that you're embarking on as we speak?
Sure. Again, I'm very much in awe of what we are doing here at L&T. I'm less than a year old here, and when I look at what L&T Technology Services stand for, they're basically engineers at heart. That's a tagline, right? And there's so much engineering, which probably in the past few years of my experience I wouldn't have seen in my career. So said that. We are quite futuristic, I would say, to even start off a BU by that name, and then start off having strategies and goals and objectives, and how do we shape this up from here. So it's a very big vision, I would say, of our leaders here. And on that line, if I were to think further, it is going to be, as I said, if industries and engineering companies and true engineering is what is going to take off in metaverse, I think we are in a sweet spot, really. So as we speak, already, there is so much done within LTTS on 3D modeling, digital twinning, avatar creations, and AR, VR, in bits and pieces for different industries based on the need of the industry. So if it is an oil and gas industry where we are supposed to, give the operator a training on the oil and gas plant, we've already created that, and teams already know what has to be done. So we just have to basically make the environment metaverse compatible, and then we are there. So that's where we are. So we're quite ahead of the curve in that sense. And there are more use cases and solutions that we are working on, Sandeep. A few of them, just to name, just to see how the enterprise world takes on. So we've done something on banking lounge, which every boutique player has pretty much these days. So we are just trying our hands on that as well. One of the important things that we are working on is smart court. It's a concept which nobody has tried, and we are the first ones, pioneers in that. We have brought in the judiciary system into a metaverse, where for all the cases that are happening, all the petty cases that happen, you can quickly come into the court and then say if you have to pay a fine or do. We're trying to shape that up and see if we can make a difference in the governance part of it. So that would be a big game changer for us.
Wow, I think you said earlier purpose-led. This is probably the classic evidence of that, right? I mean, there is meaning in why you will go for the metaverse to get things done. So awesome, love this, GD. So quickly, we're talking about the topic which probably is top of mind many leaders. So what fascinates you in this world of metaverse?
Sure. See, as a child, I've been very excited about as a girl, I would say, the video games, where I used to borrow it from my friends for a while and play both there were video games on watches, and, I used to exhaust their batteries, to that extent, I was quite addicted. I think from there to now, when I look at what the world is heading towards, I'm simply in awe and completely dumbstruck. I still feel like a kid in the candy store, proverbially. There is so much of fascination for what is happening right in front of my eyes. And I think very, very fortunate to be witnessing all of this and experiencing and enabling this as part of my career.
Wonderful. So aptly summarized, GD. Thank you so much. Last question. We get to hear the news in terms of Metaverse will be a reality by 2027, 2030. You're a global leader. I wanted to ask you this question. In your view, how far is reality or how close is reality?
A lot rides on the affordability, right? Keeping that, and then what are the real reasons why we are going, the purpose, in other words, right? So I strongly feel, and in absolutely humble submission, this point is just my view. I think industries and all the engineering companies will adopt quite quickly. So in the next 2 to 3 years, we'll see more of use cases coming up and real life stuff happening on that side, because those are the capital intensive ones. Those are already ahead in the game. And that is where there is a lot of risk involved for human personnel. Safety measures have to be taken. So that is going to take the forefront. And medical is also going to go ahead much earlier than the rest of the industries. Right. But if you look at enterprises, it's going to be purely purpose-led. I don't think we are all going to have a meeting room. We may have for the sake of having it, but will we use it is the question. So in my view, that might take just about 3-4 years or 5 years from now. But the real usage depends on, God forbid, another pandemic. Otherwise, I don't think we will need metaverses at all. Or maybe it will be use case basis. If I need to do it this way from an US to an India, feel personal and sit together, we may do that in enterprises as well. Consumers are already there, but for consumers in terms of gamings, right? Consumerverse is already there. But like I said, it'll take at least a decade for that to reach the masses. For everybody to get an access and experience it. My submission again.
Brilliant. JD, thank you so much. Every response of yours was very, very profound. I truly love this conversation. Thanks for joining this afternoon for this conversation.
Wonderful. Sometimes it always helps when someone quizzes you, and then all the thinking that you do come out in words. It always helps a lot. Thank you so much, Sandeep. This is a great opportunity.
Wonderful. Thanks once again, JD. And for all viewers today, as you heard from JD, I think what is probably will be the first stream of innovation that's going to roll out would probably under the umbrella of industrial metaverse or engineering metaverse. That's number one. Number two, I think each of us will look at purpose. What is the need for us to experience it? I think it will be purpose-led experience going forward. So with that, thanks for joining us today. Have a wonderful Friday. Keep watching TGIF and a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye-bye. Really appreciate your time. Perfect.